Hey guys, so this is DeFi here. So what I'm gonna do today is to just really show how it works on a DeFi application. And I've chose this platform over here, this protocol called PokPok. And it's really interesting because it allows you to do options trading on chain. And basically you're rewarded with something called the PAC token, PokPok Golden Egg. And what this protocol does is that it rewards you with their in-game pack tokens, and there's going to be utility for these tokens as the protocol evolves, right? So how do you go about doing this? Just click get started, all right? And this brings you to Pokville. So in Pokville, it's more of a retro game, kind of like back in Legend of Zelda, and you have like these different places they can go to. Okay, so right now the market is still not activated yet, but we have the hatchery, the coop, the farm, as well as the great hall. So I'm going to show you one by one what all these are. And let's get connected to the protocol first. So connect your wallet to the site by signing a message. And over here, so your wallet address would appear over here and how much base Ethereum that you're holding in the wallet right now, your pack tokens as well as lock tokens. So I think the first step here is that what do you do on this PokPok.io? It basically in the hatchery allows you to trade options in a very simple manner. You can choose either an Ethereum option or a Bitcoin option. So for the whales, the Bitcoin option is probably something that you can consider because each option right now, a full size Bitcoin option costs about maybe 5 grand US dollars. And that's because of the price of the underlying asset, right? So what we're going to do is that we're going to look at example for Ethereum and I'll click next. So right now the market's not so good, but we're all looking at a rebound, thinking that in the next 2 weeks prices might go up. So you can just choose up because you want to buy a call option. And over here, so this dashboard over here shows you the various options that you can choose. And you can either have the European option maturing in 3 days, or you can have a longer option, which is also an European option that only matures on the exact date of expiry for 7 days. And there's two ways to basically buy these options. You can split your payments over 7 installments, or you can do a 50% upfront payment with the rest of the payments split over the remaining 6 days. And if you look at this, it's cheaper to do a nourishing new plan because you're paying more upfront, right? And you're taking on more of the risk at the start. Versus if you go with an economy plan, whereby all your payments are spread over the next 7 days. And with this option modality, what you can do is that you can actually give up your option position by defaulting during one of the 7 days. So let's say this is a call option, right? And Ethereum falls miserably to $2,000, and there's no way your option is going to recover profitably and be what they call in the money. And you can just stop paying. So let's say that happens on the third day. What you do is that you actually save on the cost of the rest of the feeding. And you can choose either a full size Ethereum option or you can go with a half size. So it's basically half the price of what the option is. And obviously, when the option matures in the money, it's going to be half the price. So let's go with a full size. And over here, when it comes to the order review, so it shows here basically what your maximum loss is. And this is the strike price, right? And as the price goes up, your losses become smaller because it covers the cost of the premium over here. And when it exceeds your strike price and by the cost of your your total cost of purchasing the option, this is where the profits in terms of how much money this option is going to make. But for this PokPok.io, so long as the eventual price at maturity is above your strike price, you will receive a profitable POK that you can stake in the farm in order to get the packed rewards. And I'll show you this in a bit. Okay, so I'm not going to mint here because like, well, if you click mint, this thing appears, you make the first payment and you will receive an NFT from PokPok Protocol. Okay, so let's go back to, you know what? I'm just going to mint it anyway because it's just a good time to mint. I'm going to go with the nourishing option so that it's cheaper overall. I'm going to go with a half size option. All right, and then the strike price is $3,240. And here I'll click mint and I'll sign a transaction. And there we go. So we've minted a POK, and this POK is going to appear and show up in your pool. So you can either click return to pool, or you could go to the map and then go to the pool over here. So over here in the pool, there's 3 different tabs. The first one is when you need to feed your POK. The second one is where the POK is already fed, and then the last one is that you forgot to feed your POKs and they actually die, and then they'll show up in this tab over here. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to feed a POK. So you can see that the next feed window actually closes in another 20 hours. And what happens is that you have to feed your POK before 8 a.m. UTC time each day. Right? So if you forget to feed it in 20 hours, it becomes starved and goes to here. So I'm going to feed it. I'm going to feed it once right now. I don't have funds. Yeah, but so once you click feed, it goes into fed. All right, and then when you finish all 3 feeding days, my POK will mature on the 12th of January, 8 a.m. UTC at a price that at a current price. So if it's higher than strike price, it goes into the farm for staking. If it's lower than a strike price, you can still find a POK in the farm, but you won't be able to stake it. So let's go to the farm. So over here in the farm, I have 3 POKs right now, and 2 of them, unfortunately, the price was lower than the strike price. All right, you can look at the dates when these options were made. And over here, this is one of the put options that I made before FOMC the other time. And I think I paid 0.04 Ethereum. And this is the amount of profits that in Ethereum that the POK was in. And since 20th December, and it has laid 1,072 packs. And these reward tokens, once you have your POK stake, you can actually claim them just by clicking ClaimX. And because we are still at a stage whereby not all of the tokens are locked, and once you claim it, 50% of the locked tokens will be burned, whereas you get a certain amount of unlocked tokens depending on the emission schedule. So over here at this point right here, if I click claim, I would have received 225 pack tokens, and 423 pack tokens will go into the locked position over here. And I'm not going to do it because keeping the packs in the farm with my POK and eventually having a much higher unlock ratio is going to be a lot more profitable when the time comes. So we'll go straight to the dashboard. So the dashboard is a representation of, I think, all your Ethereum in terms of your POKs that are valued. And this is an ongoing position, which is the POK that the option that I just opened 2 minutes ago. And if it's in the money, it's going to show up. If it's not in the money, then it'll be 0. And this value here includes all of the packs that are laid by your POK. All right. So we go back to the map. So what is really awesome about this particular protocol right here that I'm also working with is that they really do their best to introduce new features and new developments. So I'm recording this video in January, on 10th January right now, right? And look at the map and the skins, and they've just like, refreshed to a Halloween theme as well as a Christmas theme, and then now we're in the New Year theme. And I'm just excited to see what they have next for all of us. And if you look at it, I showed you earlier, let's just take a look at how much Bitcoin options cost, right? And if you look at it, when the protocol was first launched, they actually didn't have the half trade size. The half trade size over here is all full size. But in order to make it more accessible to more users, this is one of the features that they released just within 2.5 months of their protocol coming live. And if you look at a Great Hall over here, this is also a new feature that was released recently. It is basically the place for you to look at all the different trades that are being made by the others. And over here, you can see all the trades that are being made in the live activity. And let's say I look at this guy, right, and I think that I see either you see his name really often, but you can look at his win rate. So this is probably not somebody that I want to follow. And how do you find the leaders in Porkville, right? Yeah, so look at this guy. He has like 15, almost 15 Ethereum in terms of pork. And I'll click on maybe the second guy, Silent Blue, and he has a 75% win rate. So I can just follow him on the Great Hall. When he makes certain trades, it actually shows up in my dashboard, and then I can just click on copy trade. So let's look at another one, 74%. And yeah, so this guy has like live trades that's ongoing right now. Well, he has only a 50% win rate. So if I click on copy trade, and it brings me to the screen, although the prices might have changed, but it shows his duration, his feeding. I think it also shows his feeding method, and then you can just click on copy trade. And okay, I don't have enough funds here, but once you copy the trade, you basically will be able to make the exact same trade that he has made through this Great Hall. So let's click on a refresh. Yeah. So back to the map, and there's going to be more things that's going to be released. From what I know is that they're going to have something called the spread chicken. It's a new breed. So basically, if you understand options, there are also like call and put spreads. A call spread is basically purchasing two options at two different strike prices and limiting your maximum downside and also limiting your maximum upside. But such options are also a lot cheaper to purchase. And it's just another way and another tool, another derivative that PokPok is bringing to gamers on base chain and making it so much easier to understand and to actually trade options in the funnest way. Yeah. So I'm gonna head on to the Gitbook and perhaps like just show some of the key things. Okay, so we're moving on to take a look at their white paper. So for PokPok Protocol, I really like the way that their white paper was written. It's really intuitive. You can see exactly what PokPok Protocol is all about. And here's the official links and all the socials that are available. So one thing that's interesting that I didn't cover in the earlier part of the video is this Genesis NFT. So what they did was that they had a free mint for Genesis NFTs, and ownership of each NFT actually allows you to stake them in the protocol, and then after that receive a certain amount of packs, probably about 4 to 5 packs a day right now. But eventually, when PokPok Protocol does a token generation event, their TGE for the governance token, each NFT entitles you to part of the 8.88% of all POP tokens that are going to be airdropped. All right, so this is the official links, and you can take a look here if you prefer a visual text-based, web-based interface on how to trade options. And they have like a lot more details as well. So I mentioned about the feeding schedule. You can take a look at this. So basically this spells out when you need to feed the POP and when the POP matures based on the coordinated universal time. And because we're on desktop, okay, so this is like how it looks like too. And because we're on desktop, there's also the PokPok mobile UI. And like I said, the team really delivers. And once the community said that they wanted a mobile UI, this was pretty much delivered within less than a month. And I'm really, really impressed. Over here you have the copy trading. So you look at the Gitbook, it's still like over here, the art is still the winter art, which is really awesome. And it shows you how to use it. There's a good FAQ to it as well, right? And the mechanics behind the protocol. So this is the roadmap and the milestones. And what is interesting is that I think within the next week or so, they're gonna launch a refresh of their 2025 roadmap. And I must say that if you look at the original roadmap that was like delivered, the macro roadmap, and what happened in 2024, this is a theme that delivers. So onto the pack tokenomics, like I mentioned, this is an in-game reward token. And basically, once you have a profitable POP, you can stake it into the farm to receive the packs. And the token unlocks is happening basically in this tab over here. You can take a look at it, right? You can take a look at it and you can see that we're on epoch, gonna be on epoch 18 soon. So 21 to 24% of pack tokens are unlocked, which is what you saw earlier on that screen when I can choose to claim my tokens. And by epoch 30, 7th of April, that's where 100% unlock will happen. And then you're going to be able to claim your packs, every 12 hours as and when you like it. So one of the major questions is that, what happens when at epoch 30, all the tokens get unlocked? Well, I personally am not worried about it because the entire platform is premised on your ability to make profitable trades by purchasing derivatives such as options. There's going to be spreads. They're going to have like new features that's going to come online, and the protocol is just going to grow. Pack will be a way to share in the revenue of the protocol, and then when that happens, definitely, given I would imagine that a lot of burns will be happening. There's a max supply to pack itself. The market cap right now is really, really, really low for such a project. Yeah. And here you can look at the POC economics, and I think, like I mentioned earlier, there's a airdrop for Genesis NFT holders. And then here's a tab about explaining, what the Genesis NFT is about, and more details about the kind of options that PokPok Protocol is offering. So that's it for this segment. And really, I would say that you need to go to pokpok.io, game.pokpok.io, and start trading options. And hopefully, you predict the direction of the market correctly. This is the APR right now for each of the POP that's being staked. The APR is calculated based on the amount of ETH value that your option matures in, and the better you are, the more successful an option trader that you can be, and then the more rewards you can get from just PokPok. And I must say that this is still a very, very early project that's delivering features non-stop, and it's really time to take a good look at this. And I hope that the video has really helped you understand what PokPok is about. Well, thank you, and like and subscribe.